So next up we have Hurricane Wolf versus Zane. Zane using Aqua Force, Hurricane Wolf using Seekers, and apparently these two have history. So we'll see what happens. And I'm up next after this, so we have to see what happens. If Zane wins and I win, then Callan might be able to bring us home. And if Hurricane Wolf wins, the best the DS can do is tie. Of course, I'm going to say as well that and Zane took a second mulligan. Me and Kazuhi agreed at the start that that was something that was okay. Me and Kazuhi said at the start that double mulligan was allowed. So we have to see what happens. Tails as always. That's strange. Wolf is starting. Right. Flail Seeker. Not gonna bother with that last part of his name. Standard 7K. Zahn is going with Blue Storm Marine General Hermes, which gains 3K when there is a Blue Storm Vanguard, but only when it's rear. So 7/7. No guard gets no trigger. Grade 2, he starts with a 10K vanilla. And Rush. I don't know how to feel about this in terms of it being used against Zahn, because this is usually what Zahn does to other people, but now it's being done against him. And the thing about it is that Seekers actually don't have much of an ability to regain hand from after doing this sort of thing. And double trigger. Double heal trigger, which means one heal got healed. So 17 to 22, 5K to guard. He doesn't even guard. He'd rather keep his hand for the next turn, I guess. And there is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it at all. Ionis gets ridden. Ionis is the mate for the second Legion that Aquaforce got, and he got a grade 3 with the Eric check, but I'm not gonna know what it is until the ride. He also caught the Penguin and got a draw off of it. 14 to Vanguard. If he drops he could have dropped the critical to make it a no pass, but he decided not to. He decided to keep his hand, and as a result, Zahn has a tremendous hand advantage. And Purgation Breath Dragon gets ridden. No, not to be confused with the Perdition card. It's a Purgation. It's completely different. Completely different. When he performs Legion, he can counterblast 2 Seekers and call a card to the field, any card he wants. And then he gets to unflip if he happens to have more units on the field than his opponent, including the Vanguards. And Zahn heals again. And and Hurricane just says, back in the old days, heals would be gone by now, and I wouldn't have to worry about that shit. He perfect guards and drops Tetra Burst, so I'm guessing he has another grade 3 in hand or another idea. He has another Tetra Burst. And he's going to seek the storm. Returning 2 heals, crit and critical trigger and draw trigger. And he is dropping his hand. Which, in the case of what he's doing, isn't a bad idea at all. Because Wolf might not have guard for this. So first attack gets a intercept. Second attack brings out a heal trigger. So here's the third attack. Is he going to restand? Is he about to do what I think he's about to do? Because he really should just boost and attack. No, he's going to stand it. If he just did a boosted attack to the Vanguard, he could have added pressure to guard this one, but he decides not to. So it's 33k2 critical with the counter blast. Okay, 38k with the critical. Heal trigger, he perfect guards it, but the draw trigger appears, so it means that this is going to hit for 16 and it still has the potential to do damage. I can't help but disagree with the way he did it, though. I can't help but disagree with the way he did it. Okay, and at the end he used border. Blue Storm Soldier Tempest border. If your Vanguard is in Legion after it boosts, you automatically have to move your 2 units around. You can't choose not to. But it helps him because it puts his intercept back in the front row. Wolf's turn, he's going to seek the warrior, as he says it. Now here's the thing, he can't get the unflip anymore, because he has no ability to have more units on the field than his opponent. The only way he could ever have that ability is if he called Blaster Blade Seeker, Counterblast 1, and retire something. And even to do that, he'd have to call 2 more units from his hand first. Which would kind of negate the purpose of even doing it, really. Searching for a unit and a click-through glitch happens. And he brings out another Selen. Selen's ability, as soon as he's put on the raw guard circle. Really surprised that didn't get fixed. He can choose 1 unit other than himself and give it 4k. No, it says 1 other unit. Hold on. Sorry, but I have to. When a ruling like that happens, I have to say something. Because he's not allowed to give that power to himself. He has to give it to the rear guard. And then 20k. See, that's a mistake too. That's not 20k. That's not 20k. Okay, it's 18. He understands. If I was Zahn, I'd let it hit if I have something to replace it. Because um he doesn't need Tidal Assault as a 4th battle condition. Because he already has Starless as his 4th battle condition. And Starless is technically better in this situation because Starless forces him to guard. One thing I noticed about what Zane likes to do is he likes to try to have at least one standing unit at the end of everything. Probably because he doesn't run stance at all. So it gives him a place to put trigger power if they decide to give everything. If they decide to, you know, guard Tetra Burst with everything they've got, which is what people usually do. I think Wolf for this turn. Nope. He is going to guard that Tetra Burst. So this is the 3rd battle. 10k guard. And Zahn has to do the switch again, but he wants to do it after the battle. So 33k2 crit. And no triggers appear. So right now it basically comes down to if Zahn can guard. Okay, so he switched the 2 grade 3s around. That's what he did. So that's Quintet Wall 21, 31, 41, and 46. That's a no pass. But a critical trigger appears in a grade 3. If Zahn can guard, he can win. For Zahn to not put Starless in the front means he shouldn't have a problem guarding. And he doesn't. So the damage is 4-4. That grade 3 appeared. I don't know if Wolf is gonna have enough to guard Tetra Burst this turn. Heal trigger, now he has enough. So what I'm guessing is gonna happen next is he's gonna use that 11k to attack the rear. Or at least I hope that's what's gonna happen. Alright. He's not gonna protect it because he has another one in hand. He has to attack 16. He has to attack 18 to the Vanguard, which Wolf has the ability to take, and another trigger. This is still 33k2 critical. But it's against 21. So 31, 41. No, that's 2 pass. Yeah, that's 2 pass. If he wants to no pass it, he has to drop another. Yeah, it's 41 to 33. It gained an extra 5k, so he's gonna risk the 2 pass. If Zahn really doesn't run stand triggers like I think he doesn't, then Zahn has no reason to put anything onto a rear guard. First check is a critical. And no. No, not today. And he thanks Fenrir above. So Zahn, if Hurricane doesn't get a critical trigger at this point, I think Zahn will be okay. It all comes down to the trigger at this point. It came down to the trigger last turn, but now it comes down to the trigger even more so than it did before. And yes, Purgation Breath allows you to superior call any card from the deck, I think. Oh, any Seeker. Zane no guards and no triggers appear at all, which means that Zane can afford to hit. Not a trigger, but he has guard. He has guard based on his twin drive alone. He has guard. And now with no intercepts, Wolf has to defend against 4 battles, all of which can hit. 2 5Ks, a 10K, and Tetra Burst, which is an entire beast in itself. He didn't get a perfect guard in the twin drive. In fact, he got a grade 3 in the twin drive. And Zahn decides Tidal Assault comes out again. I hope he knows what he's doing. I mean, I know what he's doing. I just hope he knows what he's doing, because he probably doesn't have to do what he's about to try to do. Or at least I really want to believe he doesn't have to do what he's going to try to do. So here we go. The fact of the matter is he wanted a unit standing in case of triggers. But the problem with that is now this attack isn't going to hit. Gets the stand. But if he hadn't done that, then he would have forced Hurricane Wolf to guard with a 10k shield before Tetra Burst. Oh, he's attacking with Tetra Burst without doing the 4 battles. Let's see, that's 21, 31, 36. That's a 2 pass. Critical trigger. It's probably going to give it all to Tidal Assault. And grade 3. It doesn't matter now because he has to guard Tidal Assault twice. So I see what he wanted to do. It works out because that was actually a good job. It has 2 critical, and he has to guard it twice. So it restands, and it attacks for 16. Still has 2 critical. And he had guard. It wouldn't have mattered because if he had kept the Tidal Assault in hand, then he would have forced the 10k out early, and then on the quintet wall he would have just added the other 10k and made it a no pass. Which in that sense would have it exactly in the position he is now. Because I don't think he's in a position where he would ballsy one past it right now. He rides the Predation Breath that he got in Twin Drive last turn, and he's going to try to Legion again. He wants back his heals. He puts back a mate so he even can Legion, because I'm sure that they're all out of the deck by now. And another mate. Don't know why you would do that. He changed his mind. Heal trigger, mate. I'm guessing critical. Critical. So he can't get the Legion skill off, but he returned 3 triggers, which increases the chance of him getting triggers in this drive check. And Zane does not have a lot of hand. $21, $31. That's a 1 pass. And that he has to all. So 1 to hit when he just returned 3 triggers. Heal trigger. And nothing. So if Zane heals, then one side can't hit, the other side only needs a 5k guard. No. Unfortunate. Good game. Zane did all he could. I can't say anything that was actually a mistake or misplay. It just so happened that he couldn't finish it quite in time. But good game. On to the next one. It's my turn.